The price tag didn't change. The coffee still costs $5. The rent still says $1,200. Your salary still looks the same on paper. And yet, something feels off. You swipe your card. You check your balance. You close the app a little faster than you used to. Because even though nothing looks different, you know it is. Your money doesn't stretch the way it did. Not last year. Not even 6 months ago. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear clearly. Governments would rather let inflation quietly eat your money than openly tax you for it. Not because inflation is accidental, not because it's unavoidable, but because it works, and it works really well. This matters right now because inflation isn't a side story anymore. It's not a headline, it's the background noise of everyday life. Groceries creeping up, rent resetting higher, insurance renewals that sting a little more each year. And yet, when governments need money, they still talk about tax hikes like they're radioactive. They debate them, delay them, water them down. But inflation? Inflation just happens. No vote, no bill with your name on it, no angry press conference. So let's talk about why. Imagine a government sitting at a table with two options. Option 1, raise taxes. That's visible, that's loud, that's political pain. People notice immediately when their paycheck shrinks. They complain, they protest, they vote accordingly. Option 2, create inflation. That's quiet, that's abstract, that's deniable. No one gets a bill that says inflation tax due this month. Prices just rise, gradually, unevenly, and somehow it never feels like someone did this to you. It feels like the weather. To understand why governments love this, we need to rewind and simplify how money actually works. When you pay taxes, money moves from your pocket to the government's account. Clean transfer, very obvious. But when inflation happens, the government doesn't take your money. It changes what your money is worth. That difference matters. Let's say you have $10,000 sitting in a bank account, no interest, no investment. If inflation is 2%, you lose about $200 of purchasing power in a year. If inflation is 8%, you lose $800. No one sent you a bill, no one warned you in advance, but your money is weaker now. And here's the key detail most people miss. That lost purchasing power doesn't disappear, it's transferred. Inflation shifts value away from savers and toward borrowers. And who is the biggest borrower in the economy? Governments. When inflation rises, the real value of government debt falls. If a government owes $1 trillion and inflation runs hot for a few years, that debt becomes easier to pay back in real terms. Same number, cheaper money. From the government's perspective, inflation is like paying yesterday's bills with tomorrow's weaker dollars. Now let's add a little irony. Politicians will tell you inflation is bad. They'll promise to fight it. They'll hold hearings. And they mean it up to a point. Because mild to moderate inflation quietly solves problems that taxes can't. It reduces the real value of debt. It pushes people to spend instead of save. It inflates asset prices. It keeps the system moving. Taxes create resistance. Inflation creates confusion. And confusion is easier to manage. Think about how inflation actually reaches you. It doesn't arrive all at once. It doesn't hit evenly. Asset prices usually rise first. Stocks, real estate, crypto, things owned by people who already have money. Wages rise later, sometimes much later, sometimes not at all. By the time inflation shows up fully in your daily expenses, the value transfer has already happened. That delay is critical because humans react strongly to immediate losses and weakly to slow erosion. A tax hike of 5% feels like an attack. 5% inflation feels like bad luck. Now zoom out. Governments don't just fund services, they fund promises. Pensions, healthcare, defense, debt interest. Raising taxes to cover all of that is politically explosive. Borrowing endlessly isn't sustainable without consequences. Inflation is the pressure valve. It spreads the cost across everyone holding currency, including people who never voted, including future generations. It's not debated line by line, it's absorbed silently. And the math is brutal. If inflation averages just 3% over 20 years, the purchasing power of money gets cut almost in half. Not overnight, not dramatically, quietly. Now let's talk about the story governments often tell. Inflation is temporary, transitory, under control. The reality is that once inflation expectations set in, they're hard to reverse without pain. To kill inflation, governments usually need higher interest rates. That slows the economy, raises unemployment, triggers recessions, which means the cure for inflation is often worse politically than inflation itself. So inflation gets tolerated, managed, redefined. 2% becomes 3, 3 becomes acceptable. And over decades, that compounds into something enormous. This isn't about conspiracy, it's about incentives. Taxing voters directly costs elections. Inflating currency costs trust slowly, and slow costs are easier to survive politically. Now zoom out even further. Inflation doesn't just affect money, it changes behavior. People stop saving, they chase risk, they speculate. Assets inflate faster than productivity. Inequality widens. Those closest to new money benefit first. Those farthest feel it last and hardest. And the system keeps going until it doesn't. History is full of examples where inflation was used as a solution until it became the problem. Not overnight collapses, long erosions. The danger isn't hyperinflation tomorrow, it's normalization today. When losing a little value each year feels normal, expected, inevitable. At that point, inflation isn't just an economic force, it's a policy. So here's the unresolved question to sit with. If inflation quietly taxes everyone without consent, if it reshapes wealth without votes, if it rewards debt and punishes saving, how long can a system rely on it before trust erodes faster than money? Because once people stop believing the numbers on the screen mean anything real, no tax increase could ever fix that.